For this first video, we're going to be going over blend modes, and you're going to be able to find the blend modes in the layers panel, and we're going to kind of talk about some different things that you can use those for. You do not have to turn anything in for this video. I'm just making it so that you can be introduced to the blend modes and I suggest that you follow along. I'm going to give you an image to use. It's actually like fire on a black background. So you just need to pull that image in. So once you have it downloaded, you're just going to come over here to open and sample. You're gonna that sample photo. So this black fire photo. Now I'm going to go ahead and downsize this as well, just so that we can see the full screen. Okay, so with blend modes, blend modes allow you to blend separate layers together or make them work better together. So what happens is the layer that's in the front will blend over the layer that's in behind. So with this one, what we need to do is we need to come over here and in our layers panel, we need to unlock this background layer first of all. So just click on this little lock. On a side note, those little locks, you can lock and unlock any layer at any time right here with this little lock icon. This allows you to be able to put a lock on a layer so that you can't move it, you can't change it, you can't do a whole lot with it. You can unlock it, be able to work on it, and lock it again. It's just so that you don't like accidentally mess it up or change it or anything like that, okay? Then we're going to come down here to the bottom of the layers panel, the square with the plus sign, and we're going to click on that and create a blank new layer. So our layer 1. We want to fill this with a solid color. So we're going to come over to our color options, our foreground color, and we're going to double click on this box. And I'm going to have you select a really bright kind of blue for right now. It just makes it easier to see what we're doing. If you want to copy this number right here and put it into yours so we're using the same color, that's fine. If not, just a bright color is going to work, preferably in like a blue color just because our flames are red and orange so you can see what we're doing. Then you're going to hit OK. And we're then going to go over to our toolbar and we're going to grab this paint bucket tool right here and we're going to dump paint right onto it. Now, we need this layer to go behind it. So we're just going to click on it and drag it down. So you now have the layer 0, and a layer 1. Now, what you need to know is with, like I said, with blend modes, it's when a layer will blend with another layer. So you have to have more than one layer. Whichever layer on top is the one that you would put the blend mode, and it will affect any of the layers below it. So right up here where it says normal, these are where you're going to find all of our blend modes. So go ahead and select layer 0, make sure it's selected so it's gray just like this. And you're going to do the drop down right here. You'll see normal and dissolve. These are just the base blend modes. And you'll see these little lines that separate the blend modes into separate sections. The first 3 sections have very specific purposes. So the top one is going to take out any of the whites or the very light areas. So if you select or hover over, you don't even have to select it, you can select it, but if you hover over darken or multiply, color burn, linear burn, and darker color, you're going to notice that you still see the black, but everywhere there would have been white or that really brightness, your highlights, it's going to turn the blue of the background that we had before. You're going to see multiply in a lot of the tutorials that you find online. So that's this one right here. It's one of the most used ones, okay? The next set down is going to be where they pull out any blacks. So you're lightening your image. So you can see that all the blacks are now gone, and you can see our background blue through them. Okay, so that would be the lighten, the screen, the color dodge, the linear dodge, and the lighter color right here. So any of these. Now, whenever you're working in a tutorial, a lot of times online, they'll use the screen mode right here. The next set down is going to focus on those middle tones. So when you go over it, you can see a lot of the black is gone, but it's also pulling out some of that middle tone. And sometimes, depending on which one you're in here, it will leave the black, it will leave the white, but it'll mess with those middle colors. Usually when you're working in these, if you're doing any kind of tutorial, it will talk about the overlay option right here. You'll then go down into these specialty ones. So you have difference, you have exclusion, you have subtract, you have divide, hue, saturation, color, and luminosity. When it comes to these here, it's just depending on what kind of look you're really looking for and how you're going to use it, which one will work best. Now I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to click on the screen one for a second, and I'm going to show you a little trick that you can do with these. So maybe you select it and it's still too bright or it doesn't have quite the feel you're looking for. You can come up here to your opacity on that layer and you can lower that opacity so you can give it more of a ghostly feel, and work with something like that. Or you could do the opposite. Maybe it's taken out too much and it's making it feel kind of dull for you and you're wanting it to have a like more of an appearance. You can always take this layer 0 and we'll just drag it down here to the plus sign and double it. And you can see if I turn off the 1, you can see then it doubles that intensity. And again, if it's a little bit too much, you could just go back up here to your opacity and make any changes to it. Now, these aren't permanent. They're not destructive. So if you changed your mind at some point on it and you wanted to change it to a different one, so maybe instead of screen, you want it lighten or you want it color dodge, then you could go in and change that at any time and it wouldn't affect that layer itself. You can even go back and completely turn it off if you want to. So that is screen modes. The use that I have found mostly for it is that I have an image like this and I need the black easily removed. Instead of trying to edit out the black or mask over the black, I can simply come in here and go to something like screen and get rid of it. So this is a really good use for that. It also can just give you all kinds of like fun little looks to things and different creative aspects, okay? If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, shoot me an email or ask me during class, and I'll be happy to answer them for you.